So it's pretty good pass completion percentage, and especially coming off of a rough game against Iowa State. Was it really a focus of the offense and for you to get that completion percentage back up this week?
No, I had no intentions on going into this game trying to get my completion percentage up. I was just doing everything I could to help us win.
I think you guys had 462 yards, no turnovers. Like he said, very efficient passing game, 284 rushing, I think. What are you most proud of the offense today?
I think overall, I just think I'm just really happy about how we responded. I mean, I think, there was some time. I mean, we still put up a lot of yards in the first half. The scoreboard just really wasn't reflecting it. I think we had over 200 yards at halftime. So I think just our ability to just continue to respond has been a really good sign, and I think it's gonna, help us lead to success down the road here.
You played with some great running backs at Michigan. I was curious if Caleb Johnson reminded you of any of those guys you might have played with it, there.
I mean, I've played with a lot of really good players, and everyone is unique in their own way. And I think it's really, really cool to see K2 coming into his own this season. And I think, as long as he stays consistent with what he's doing, his mental approach, he's going to be an extremely good back. And he's been performing really well, and I'm just really proud of him.
What does that do for you as the quarterback? Like, how much does that open things up for you?
Yeah, I mean, it helps me a ton. When, especially when the O-line's able to move the front like that, when we're, pushing guys across the line of scrimmage, it makes the play pass better. And then really, in terms of the play action game, I think we had one long play action. We had two. One was I checked one down, but I mean, the more we're able to run the ball, the closer the defense gets up, and then it allows us to take shots.
What are your thoughts on the red zone package with Brendan, and what do you think it kind of gives to this offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think overall, I was just happy that we were able to score. We struggled. I don't know, what that's going to look like in the future, but I'm proud that Sully was able to, when he went in, he executed, and I'm just happy that we were able to score, honestly.
Today kind of felt similar to Illinois State in that, like, the first half, it was a little bit slower offensively, but then you guys really turned it on in the second. What do you see as like the difference maybe between the first and second halves of those games?
I would say probably there was just a couple mental mistakes that we made in the first half. I mean, they were very minuscule, and I think that shows when when we're getting the ball into the red zone, we're moving the ball consistently, and we get into a third down situation, and if we make a small mental error, just how much the game of college football, like how that can show. So I don't think it was much. I really think that this game was pretty unique in its own, but I just think that our ability to respond is what's standing out after these wins.
Cade, you're a Big Ten guy. You've played in a lot of Big Ten football games. Now the Big Ten season starts next Saturday. Do you prepare any differently now that this Big Ten season starts? Do you psychologically go up a level?
No, I treat every single game, whether it's, the championship or whether it's, week 1 or week 2, my mental approach and our approach as a football team remains the same.
You think about when camp ended, however that was, in the 3 games that you've had here, like how do you feel like this team has grown, maybe what it's learned about itself as it closes non-conference and goes into conference now?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially these last 3 games that we're just learning so much about ourselves. We're learning, what's going to get it done when we need a first down. What's when we respond, how do we respond? And I think even today, like we're trailing, and then like finally it's like how are we to respond? And I think the season and how well we do is all going to be determined how well we deal with success and adversity. And I think the better we keep getting at that, I think it's going to pay off.
Kid, I think Jacob Gill's kind of maybe he was maybe under talked about when he committed to Iowa, but it seems like he's become more of a not a security blanket. He's made tough grabs over the middle. It seems like he's really emerging from the wide receiver. I mean, what's he kind of just brought to the table to continue to kind of elevate this offense to where you want to get it to?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm glad that you're able to mention him because he's been doing just such a good job. He is probably one of our most consistent players on our team. I think his approach to practice is what allows him to, play really well in the games. And he's done nothing but make a great impression ever since he got to Iowa. And I know that me and the rest of our team really respects him.
When you talk about just the importance of responding to adversity, like what are the keys to actually being able to do that and like being a strong like team mentally?
Yeah, I think one, it comes down to, belief, belief in not just ourselves, belief in the other side of the ball, belief in all three phases. And then also we have to be mentally tough that our training and our preparation has allowed us to put us in ourselves in a place to respond. And I think, our mental toughness and our belief is what's going to get us through those tough times.
Did you know coming into today that the red zone package was going to change, or was that something mid-game?
No, absolutely. Yeah, no, it was pretty. No. We do everything we can to be as prepared as we can for every single play that's called in the game. So I knew every single play that was going to be called, and everyone else did too. And I think what we prep, our ability to, I feel like everyone on our offense was aware of what play was going to be called today and what situation. I think that really helps.
Caleb Johnson had a lot of nice things to say about the offensive line and how they were opening up holes for him. Is this the best you've seen them look on the field?
Yeah, I think so. And I'm happy that Caleb was able to give them a shout out, because me, Caleb, or anyone can't do our job without the O-line, and for them to be blocking at the level that they are, it's going to drive this offense.
What's different about them this year compared to last year, the offensive line?
I think overall it's just the experience. These guys, this is, multiple years of them playing together, and I think out of any position group, whether it's linebackers or even quarterbacks or wide receivers, I think the most important really chemistry between guys is in the O-line, and they have plenty of that.
I think it was 3 different guys had their first career catch today. Jarriett, Caden, and somebody else. I know Caleb had his first. Kamari?
Oh, no.
Terrell.
Oh, yeah.
TJ.
Terrell.
Okay. All these guys had their first college catch today.
Yeah.
I guess I'm imagining that does something for their confidence too. I guess, can you speak to that? Like the ability to spread the ball around a little bit today?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, as like an older guy, looking back on, when I was younger in my career, just to be able to make it happen on game day gives you so much confidence, because these guys who, it's their first catch, but, they've been here for multiple years. So for them to finally see the work pay off, that's huge for their confidence and for our confidence as our teammates, to, for our belief in them.
Chad asked what you've learned about the team through 3 games. What have, I guess you just learned about yourself and kind of getting back through 3 games?
Yeah, I think just overall, just the ups and downs, just dealing with those. And I think, just the more reps that I get is the best for me. And, I'm finally starting to, find a groove. And honestly, I really couldn't have done it without my teammates. I couldn't have done it, without my closest family members, John Gordon, and even my Savior, Jesus Christ.
All right, thanks, Cade.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.